Getting audio. How about now? Are you getting audio now? Yes? Okay. So you can still hear me. Yes? Okay, great. Permadeath mode because permadeath? Great. Okay, permadeath mode because we aren't sissy babies. Dealer is our seed. Let's randomize that to Wanda. Sure, great, Wanda. Wonderful. Average rainfall, average temperature. That's, whatever. Generate the world. So, it's gonna generate the world. Give me 1 second. Uh, That's interesting. That's very interesting. What is my setting for that? Okay. And we've done it. Okay, great. You can see the screen now. Woo! Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. I apparently had the, I guess, commands for which to show what thing first, and I had that opening display up, and then I was like, oh, just cancel that and just capture screen. So, landing site. We're doing it. We're doing it. This is the world. We only generated 30% of it because this is big enough, trust me. So, first impressions, you see skull and crossbones, and you see houses. Houses are factions that are usually friendly, and then skull and crossbones are pirates, and those are more the bad guys, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and click select random site, and we're going to look and see what that is. 20 days of growing. It's the boreal forest. Wait, where were we? Oh, well, oops. Okay, we're gonna do temperate forest. I lied. Apparently, I just got confused because there was the tiniest bit of tundra in the middle of the forest, even though the tundra doesn't start till up here. But okay, so we're gonna start here, which is the temperate forest. So a lot more forest, a lot less mountainy, kind of in the middle of a good mix of everything. Let's go with next. So, something I like to do is, you have a colonist and you can't, this is your colonist. It's a male colonist. He's age 42. They live to be about 60 to 80, like an average kind of human lifespan. They have a backstory, which, as you can see, it'll display right here. It'll show like, oh, shooting -1, construction +1, mining -6, but then like, he can't make tools, he can't tailor, can't craft, can't research, and that's just because he was a cave world tunneler, so he was basically a miner as a child, and then in his adulthood he was an actor, so he's really great at social, really great at crafting, but he can't plant anything, he can't haul anything, he can't clean anything. On top of that, he is incapable of dumb labor, which is cleaning and hauling, incapable of intellectual, which is research, and incapable of crafting, which is crafting. So this guy is just no good. For a starting person, no good. And so I always roll randomized because you can't change things. I mean, you could if you got a mod, but like I said, I want to play this vanilla because mods just... She's incapable of none, so that means she can do everything. Doesn't mean she's good at it. Her mining skill is 0 as compared to her artistic skill is 14. I'd rather her have mining of 14 and artistic of 0, but She's not incapable of anything, so that means we're in. She's a nudist, so she likes to be naked, which, hey, you know, can't say I don't enjoy occasionally. She was a glitter world surgeon, so that means she's good at medicine. She's a music lover, which artistic, of course, would be very high, but her social is a little bit lower. She has a passion. So, yes, backstory, incapable of none. Traits, do certain things, like she's a brawler, so she'll be unhappy if she carries a ranged weapon. There's just a lot of traits that go on. She's nudist, so if she wears clothes, she'll be unhappy, but if she's naked, she will be happy. And then these are the skills, and skills are kind of what they sound like. Since she has an artistic skill of 14, if I say, hey, make a sculpture so people can look at it and be happy, she can make a really, really great sculpture that people will be like, wow, this is great, as compared to like someone who had like 2 artistic skill, and they'd be like, wow, this sculpture was made by a 3-year-old. Good job. Shooting, she has no shooting skill, so she's not going to be good with a gun. Melee is 5. I would say 5. Like it says, strong amateur right there, right here. Yeah, that about explains it. She's good, not bad, but she has a passion for it, and well, I'll get to passions in a second, but then social is like talking, bartering, cheering up people. If you capture someone from an enemy tribe, you can, you know, convince them to join your team, like your colony. That helps with that. Animal raising, which is like not just raising animals, but like training them to do things, kind of like I was saying earlier with like the dogs and hunting and yada yada yada. Medicine is curing diseases, you know, putting a band-aid on a scrape, as far up to, oh, you lost a leg from a gunshot, you know, you gotta put a peg leg on there, and you know, you could kill the person if the surgery goes wrong. So she's pretty good at that. Cooking, not so much. In cooking, very self-explanatory. Construction, same thing. Constructing any type of building, growing. That includes harvesting, planting, and taking care of, which taking care of isn't a thing, but the biggest part of this is harvesting, because you can't plant a plant wrong, but you can fail to harvest it. And so if you take all this time to grow a potato plant, and then it's like, oh, harvesting failed, you're like, well, there goes food for the day. Thanks. Mining, artistic, like I said, sculptures and just artworks, things of that nature. Crafting could be, you know, weapons, tools, clothing, basic clothing. And then intellectual is just research. So she's in. We're here. And she has frostbite on her left foot, which this won't affect her. It'll affect her walking a little bit, and it'll have her with a pain threshold, which will basically she'll be like, oh, I'm in a little bit of pain, and that'll just have a negative mood buff, and we'll get to that in a second. So, next guy, Forbes. Gotta roll until he's incapable of none, but he's late, or she's lazy, so just keep on rolling. Okay, here we go. Wonderful. A medieval lordling. Gabe, our guy, was a minor noble in an old kingdom on a medieval world. He grew up in a manor house of stone, served by lower classmen. Wonderful. But that means he's no good in the real world, so he has great social, so he'll be like our orator, but he can't do anything else. In his adulthood, he was a paramedic, so we also have a great medical person, which I just, you know. Traits, he's a jogger, so that means he just moves faster, which is wonderful. He's neurotic. Which is good, because that means he works really, really fast. But if anything goes wrong, he is going to be one of the first people to go off the deep end, and that could be anything from binging on food to binging on, if we have like drugs, he could binge on drugs. If we have, he could go into a dazed state where he just doesn't respond to anything, it doesn't really do anything. Or it could get more serious and he could have a violent outbreak where he hurts someone, hurts himself. Yeah, and then chemical interest is kind of one of those, this is exactly what I was saying, like if we have drugs, he'll just use them, whether I say, hey, use them or don't, like he'll just use them because he just has a chemical interest and that's who he is. So, we're in. Then last one is Bastion, which, incapable of dumb labor and skilled labor, he can't do anything. He's a fighter, which is just not okay. Incapable of none. Teetotaler, so basically, a teetotaler is the exact opposite of a chemical interest, and this will actually come up in there when they interact with each other, because they'll fight, because she thinks, oh, drugs are completely awful, I don't deal with them, I will not deal with them, get them away from me, don't ever like touch me with them. But she's also neurotic, so like they could bond. in their neuroticness, which is wonderful. So, and she has pretty okay skills. None of them are 0, basically. And like, well, okay. We have a really good melee. Well, we have a shooter, we have a melee, and that's about it. So, considering we have one person in the chat, and I know who that is, we're gonna go ahead and nickname him Solus, because it also cuts you off. So like Solus, I would put Eclipse, but well, there we go. And yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. So after, hey man, you're supporting me, and that's all I can ask for. So if any other lurkers, you wanna go ahead and type something in chat real fast, I'll say, hey, you guys can be named. But I'll give that another 10 seconds or so. Look, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I appreciate, even though I told you 30 minutes before this stream started to support me, I enjoy it. I like having someone here to just talk to. So, all right. You know what? Let's go ahead and get started. We have Ophelia, Shorty, and Solus. Let's do it. So we're generating the map, and as soon as this happens, I'm going to go ahead and put on pause and kind of explain everything that's going on. So, the 3 of you awaken from your cryosleep sarcophagi to the sounds of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start to make plans to survive. So here we are, and there's that awesome intro into Rimworld. So this is Rimworld. This is it. We can zoom in, we can zoom out. This is it. It's 2D, top down. This is it. This is my map. Square. Has a lot of things that we'll get into. But this is it. So, we're focused here. We have some survival packs right here. Packaged survival meals. There are trees, oak trees. There are plants that can, if we harvest them, we can turn them into medicine. There's some steel over here. Over here is kind of a, quote, mountain, I'm going to call it, for lack of a better term. I'm going to call it a mountain. This is where you would mine, so you can mine, there's compacted steel, so if you mine this, it becomes steel. Here's granite, so if you mine this, you can have granite blocks, granite chunks, that you can then turn into stones, and you could put floors, you can make walls, you could, make art out of granite if need be. Over here, there is rich soil. So there's regular soil here, and then there's rich soil, which just means it's more fertile, so plants grow faster. So if you could plant something, like if I was going to make a farm, I would make my farm here. There are wildlife, so there's a turkey. There's other wildlife. There are muffalos, which are basically kind of cow, bison, buffalo, but with an M. So muffalo. If you didn't catch that. Oh. Hey Cat22. Hello AC. Sorry, should have given me two more seconds and your name would have been one of these two, but hey, we're doing it. So, there are also emus, which if you did not know, Australia lost a war to. And if you think I'm joking, look it up. It was the Great Emu War, and they lost. There's a bunch of veterans from the First World War went out and started hunting emus because they were destroying crops. They were like ruining farmers' lives. And so the government was like, hey, we'll give X amount. Well, they put a bounty on emus. And they're like, look, for every emu you kill, we'll give you money. They lost. They killed maybe 1,000 emus, which at that point wasn't a huge deal. And they actually wounded 50 of themselves. So the emus ended up winning, not forever, but for a time. So let's go ahead and hit play. Very basically, these are our people crash landing to Earth. Not Earth, this Rimworld. These are our supplies. So this little red X right here means they're forbidden, which means they won't move it, they won't touch it, they won't do anything, so I'm just hitting the F key and unforbidding all the items, just because that's what I like to do at the very beginning of each level. And then yeah, so here we go. There's Shorty, there's Ophelia, there's Solus. I mean, Tolliver, I knew it was you because there's only like 4 people watching this stream, and the 2 people that I begged and pleaded to watch this stream are the only people talking and watching it. I knew who it was. I was just trying to keep your name ambiguous for the audience, if you will. So basically what I said there is, hey, Ophelia, right-click, equip this. And so she's going to go equip this as soon as I unpause. Shorty, you're a brawler, so you go equip the knife. And then Solus, you go ahead and get the pistol. We're going to let them do that. Also, we have a wolf. Husky. The equivalent of, it's a dog, but it's the most wolf-like without actually being like a warg. Like, you remember Lord of the Rings, they had the wargs, the orcs rode on them and everything in the second one, and they were basically the antithesis to the Rohirrim and everything, so this guy's pretty good. We can train him in obedience, follow and defend, release, so like if we're defending, say, here against raiders, we can send him to attack. He can also do rescue and hauling. So if someone gets downed, we can say, hey, rescue this person, bring him back to base, and then hauling, self-explanatory of he can haul things. So, next things next, where do we want to set up camp? I am partial to setting it up, here or here. The only reason I would say here is because, once again, fertile land, so we can grow things, which is wonderful. There are also kind of preset buildings, just remnants from a past civilization, maybe a past colony that's moved on or failed. They're nothing terribly important, they're procedurally generated. Or here, just because there's a little bit more rock cover, there's kind of a building here, there's a wall here we could build off of. Anything to just kind of save us resources in the beginning, and also this one is much closer than this one, but I guess I have a special place in my heart for up here, so we're going to go ahead and... So down here, all of our tabs, let me just run through them real fast. Architect, you build everything, even zones. It's like a stockpile zone. If I say, hey, make a stockpile zone, boom, this is now my stockpile zone. So everything that I unforbid, they will now haul over here. Great. So zones, orders, I can say, hey, mine this, haul this, cut this, harvest this, chop this, hunt this, slaughter this, tame this, everything, right? Work, I say, hey, look, you're our best doctor, so I want you to be a doctor. We only have 1 person on construction. Let's make that 2. I like everyone to research. Everyone is able to flick, which won't come in. I like to have at least 2 people be able to do everything. Everyone can mine. Everyone can grow. It's when it comes to things like plant cutting that I'm not okay with letting random people do, because you see how they have a score of 0. So that's what I was going back to before of like, hey, if you fail at cutting this plant, you messed up. Ron, you done messed up. But I also like to have 2 people be a doctor and 2 people be a warden because, say Solus, our best doctor, is in bed because he needs to heal. Well, then Shorty can take care of him, and just that kind of thing. So, we're going to give it a second. They're starting to haul things away. I don't directly command them. I just give them the orders and they execute them. Now like I said, I ordered her to go pick that up. Yes, I can take direct control at times, but not usually. So we're going to go ahead and put a door here. I walled this off, and then I also want to deconstruct that right there so we can make this into its own room also. So, questions, comments, concerns while we're just kind of waiting for everyone to haul things around and do all that jazz? Alright, so the best part about this is there is the thank God speed up button. So for right now, I guess I can show you this. Ophelia is building things. So what she just did, she just delivered the wood. So it says 5 out of 5 wood. Now it just takes work. And this was 25 out of 25 wood, and it just takes work. And I'll show you. So the work is done basically from boxes. And there's 7 work left. And then there's 6 work left. And basically once this box is filled, it will turn into the door. So, boom, turns into the door. And now she can roof this. Thank goodness roofing is just free. It's just something that denotes indoor, outdoor. That's the only difference. And then she builds this wall, and this is now completely indoors. And you can see that, so it's right over here, how it says outdoors and temperature, clear skies, that's weather. This is the time of day and the season. So April, May is spring, August is summer, September is fall, and December is winter, which, if you guys can't realize, they just combined 2 months' names and put them together to make it seem all futuristic and cool and whatnot. So I just got up there, was a little pop-up. Pop-ups will come over here. It's like, oh, hey, you're being raided, or oh, hey, a new area has been revealed. So, like, we deconstructed this, and they're like, oh, hey, this area's here. And I was like, wow, I would have never have guessed that this would have been hollow. Thank you so much, game. There are times where it's like you're hauling, or you're mining, and it's like, you know, you mine into here, and it's like, oh, there's a tiny little space here, area revealed, and you get so excited, and you're like, oh. Of course. So we're just going to keep waiting. As you can see there, Solace, there's also, it says right here, down in this corner, what I'm hovering over. So if you see there's grass, oh, it's 31% grown. Like, grass really isn't that important. Oh, this is soil. And then I come over here, it's like, oh, this is rough granite. This is rough sandstone. This is rough marble. And then I can go to trees, and it's like, oh, oak tree, or like, you know, bush, bush. And then like wild heel root and everything, and then rich soil. And it just says, it just has all the information. And so, yada, yada, yada. Hey, welcome back, buddy. So Solus, when he crash lands, he has cryo sleep sickness, and that's just a random roll of the dice. You might get it, you might not. It goes away after a little bit, but it also means that he vomits. So there's vomit, and that comes into play when it comes to beauty and such things, which comes into play with their moods, which will... Oh no, my face is over the tooltip, isn't it? Oh, well... Okay, so basically the tooltip just tells you what I'm hovering over, but if you can look at this, I'm hovering over a tree. It's a tree. It also says brightly lit, 100%. Guess what? When the sun goes down, it'll say 0%, and then it won't be lit. That's what it says. So, don't worry about over here. I hardly ever look over there. It's really over here that's probably the biggest concern. I guess since I am blocking it, this tab right here, this is restrict. I can restrict them, like, you have to work at this amount of time, or you have to sleep during these times, or you have to have joy at these times, or do anything these times. I keep it the way it is. They sleep at night, they do anything they want during the day, which means work, play, jack a dull boy, whatever. Next to the restrict is the work tab, which I brought up, and my face is hiding firefight, patient, doctor, bed rest, flick, warden, handle. Yeah, okay, so basically, firefight is the very first one, and the thing is, so it goes in order. Something I want to talk about. So if I have everyone on construct, if I have all these 3 lit, you know, I paused it right now, we'll just play around with it for a minute. If I have all 3 of these on construct, and I have something I want to build here, and then like a plot of land that I want to farm here, they will build it before they even think about plotting it. And so it goes in a line. So like research is the very last thing they do. If there is nothing to clean, nothing to haul, nothing to craft, nothing to art, nothing to anything above this, they'll research. I could change that, but I like the flow of it. I like how it prioritizes itself. Next things next is we need some furniture, so we're gonna go ahead and get some beds. 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, and also there's a rabbit in here, which I feel so bad because we trapped him in, but well. Is any information displayed in the top right? No, I guess it's not, but then I'll just be a random floating head, which I guess is okay. Give me 2 seconds here to... That worked, right? Hotkeys, please tell me you didn't unbind. Ah, son of a gun. Alright, well, you'll just see my desktop for 3 seconds. Let's... There we go. There we go. Alright. So, you want this moved. Nope, not that. You want this moved up here. I have to move it around. I have to flip it. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Flip it. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. How does that look? Yes? No? Maybe so? Huh? Huh? Okay, great. We did it. Okay, so now you can see everything that I thank you for, pointing that out to me after I just, verbally painted you a wonderful picture of what it looked like. Why are you guys... okay, so they're sleeping on the ground, which is fine for now. They'll need beds. They'll need a lot of things. Now is a good time as any to kind of go into the deeper layer of this, because this looks like, oh, okay, so you could, like, harvest berries and you have food, and, like, that's great. There's so many more levels. So let's go with, Solus, since you give me so much trouble, we're going to pick on your character for a minute. So there's his social. Here's kind of his attitudes towards everyone else. He has a friend. Him and Shorty are friends, but then Ophelia, they're not friends, because if you look right here, it says chemical interest versus teetotaler. Like I was saying earlier, it's a -20 opinion penalty just all the time. So, like, they'll be acquaintances, they'll be fine, they'll be civil. Thanks for telling me about the the graphic. You're great. That's why I need you here. That's why you're my man. I didn't even notice that it was still up. So, nothing really happened. I was just saying, oh, look at all this that I explained to you so well that now, you can't see anymore, or you can see now. And so, anyway, I'm picking on your character. He's fallen asleep right here. I was just going through. So basically, I guess this is kind of important information. It shows he's healthy. He has a neutral mindset. He's sleeping, and he's unrestricted in where he can go in the world. I could restrict him. I could say, oh, hey, like, you can only go to certain places. Like, I could make areas and say you can't leave X area, whatever. So there's social, gear, character, needs, health. We're going to start with social. Like I was saying, this is just his relationships with the colonists. So, and this kind of is just a brief overview, like, oh, had a nice chat. That just adds to the, chit-chat plus 3, chit-chat plus 4, whatever, right? Gear. So this is what he's carrying. This is how much he can carry. This only comes into play later when we get, like, really heavy armor, a lot of heavy weapons. If I send him on a trade mission, he can only carry so much goods before he is just encumbered and can't move. This, not terribly important. It shows he has a pistol, and he has a synthred t-shirt, synthred jacket, and synthred pants. They all have the exact same outfit to start off with. The most important thing on this screen, besides maybe equipment and just seeing what they have, is the comfortable temperature. So if the temperature is between -14 degrees Celsius and -32 degrees Celsius positive, they're fine. They're happy. They won't start getting frostbite, and they won't start overheating. It's once these temperatures start fluctuating, like if there's a heat wave or in the dead of winter, we'll need heavier clothes, and so that's something we'll need to get with. Character, we've gone through this so many times. Needs. This is where I wanted to be. So, needs. This is the other layer. This is the survival layer, if you will. He has a food meter that goes down, much like Sims. So he has a food meter, he has a rest meter, he has a joy meter, beauty meter, comfort meter, space meter. All this adds up to his mood. He has a lot, and these little tick marks are very important. So his food is fine until he reaches here, and then he'll be like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm starving, and that'll deduct from his mood. Right now it's neutral. His rest is the exact same thing. So right now there's no difference with rest. Joy goes both ways. So there's like joy deprived and like severely joy deprived, which just moves it down. But then there's also like, oh, joyful, and then like I think they call it tears of joy, just because he's like done so much, leisure activity that he's just so happy, and that boosts it up. Green number. Same thing with beauty. Beauty, you could have really, really ugly, and then kind of like, me when I first wake up, and then like, me if I really try, and then like, David Schwimmer. I don't know why David Schwimmer was the guy I picked. He's kind of gone off the rails recently, hasn't he? Ever since Friends ended, he's been in a few things, but hasn't he like done something really? I don't keep track. Someone Google that for me. What's David Schwimmer been up to? But like beauty works the same way. So like he'd be like, wow, this is really beautiful. Like my mood is better. Like kind of looking at artwork, kind of like what I was going back to very beginning. If it's a really beautiful sculpture, I'd be like, wow, beauty is amazing. Everything's great. And it'll just make him so happy. And then same thing with space. If he's in a really cramped space, kind of like this room right here, he'll be like, wow, my space is 0. This sucks. Or he's sleeping out in an open field. He has so much space. that all kind of culminates into this. These are also little things, so like extremely low expectations. It's because he just crash landed on a planet. He gets it. Great question. I will get to that in about 2 seconds, Solus. So extremely low expectations. That's just because he crash landed. This is a wonderful buff, and I love that it's here. This will help keep him stable, because if this wasn't here, it would probably be very, very close to negative, and so it's like, well, shoot, that means he's that's not good. Anyway, so he's staying positive, and then new colony optimism. The biggest thing is you should see right here. It says expires in 4 days 7 hours. So once that expires, then that'll just go away. So that plus 10 buff will go away. But then feeling good, for no apparent reason, he just feels good. Sometimes it feels good, sometimes it feels bad, sometimes it feels horrible, sometimes it feels great. It's just one of those random roll of dice things. So he ate without a table. So eventually we'll get a table he can eat at. He's uncomfortable because he has no comfort because he's sleeping on the ground. He has a disturbed sleep because he's sleeping on the ground. And it's an ugly environment because it's outside and it's dirt. Understandable. So about the moving tick marks, these are all static. So if I go to Shorty, static. If I go to Ophelia, static. Just to confirm, flipping through all of them. The one thing that changes, and you might have noticed it, is the mood. So let's look at the mood. So they're all basically about the same. In darkness, yeah, so they're all about 65, 53, 64. So they're all around the same area. But if you noticed, the tick marks are different. So her tick mark, and this goes, and it shows it right down here. It says, minor break, threshold, major break, and extreme break. Hers is 5, 20, 35. Theirs is 13, 28, 43. Same thing with Ophelia. And that's because they have neurotic, which is that mental break threshold plus 8. So usually, if their traits weren't any different, yeah, he isn't a big fan of camping. Oh, we just got ripped out of our comfort spaceship and we crash landed on a planet, and now I have to sleep outside. I'd be a little upset too. But yeah, no, this is just this is extreme camping. It's intense. Anyway, they would usually all have the exact same 5, 20, 35, but because these guys are neurotic, it's just plus 8 to each of those. So 5 to 13, 20 to 28, and then 35 to 43. Look at all that math skill we've been doing, because I haven't taken a math class since high school. And now they're all asleep, and this is kind of where we play the waiting game. Something else I can talk about is this wonderful creature right here. Yeah, you're reading that correctly. So the name of the creatures are displayed right here. It's a boom rat. I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to... Oh, thank you for the pun. I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to what happens when you shoot and kill this rat. It goes boom. Sorry if you didn't answer in time. It goes boom. That's what it does. It basically explodes. And that sounds ridiculous, but it explodes and it creates fire. And if you're right next to it, you could potentially just die. No, my major is not explosions. I'm biology, history minor. So hopefully going into pre-med, cross my fingers. If I can find the money, shameless plug. If I can, get a wonderful donation from a very rich person who enjoys watching me play video games. Anyone out there in the world, not just you. I'm not going to hit my best friend up for money. Not yet. Anyway. Yeah, no, so it explodes. And now they're awake, and they're just doing more stuff. They've constructed beds. And this will be good because now it'll be we're not sleeping on the ground, but then there'll be a shared bedroom penalty, which might be up now. Well, there's only one thing to do. She's a nudist. She is happily nude, so she is just off the charts happy right now. Look at her go. She is just so happy. Just, oh my goodness, happy. Does that have a negative effect on anyone else? Slept on ground, slept outside? No, not yet. Okay, so we have beds. Now we can kind of talk about beauty and a little bit A very dirty quarter. I mean, hey, you know, if you want to slide that my way, let me know. We'll talk later. hit me up in private chat or something. Anyway, so we can talk about beauty and spaces and housing a little bit. So this is a room. It is indoors. If you look over here, it says indoors. There's a rabbit that I hate to say we're gonna not yet. We're not gonna kill it yet, but we will kill it soon. So anyway, let's go back. Sorry, let's go back to beauty. So beauty, I can use this button right here that says toggle environmental display. So right here, it shows me everything. It says beauty here is negative 0.8. Let's bring it in here. So beauty in here, and it's measuring this entire room, everything in it, negative 3.6. The impressiveness is awful. The wealth is mediocre. The space is average. The beauty is hideous, and it's very dirty. That's not very good. That's not very good at all. And to go through that, there are chunks on the ground. There's these pieces of dirt, which you can't really see, but if you look in this bottom left corner, which I said was useless, it says constructed roof, rock rubble, rock rubble, rock rubble, rock rubble. That just gets cleaned up. Literally, someone comes by, they pretend to do a broom animation, and it's clean. The other thing that affects it are the beds. It says wooden bed, quality, awful. That's the worst it can get. I think it goes like awful to shoddy to poor to normal to good, great, excellent, superior, something. It's some system like that. This is awful. And this goes back to their construction skill. So if, like, you know, it's once again a roll of a dice, but it's kind of one of those like, oh, roll a d20 and then add +4 to your skill, you know. So if you have a +20 skill, you're gonna do great 90% of the time, kind of thing. So since we all just have a really bad construction skill, like this one's shoddy, awful, it just, like, I think shoddy is better than awful, but I'm not quite sure. The room itself is just awful with a negative 72. The beds don't really affect that. But if they were superior beds, like if they were really good quality beds, they would bring the beauty up. And they would also be more comfortable, and people would like living in them, or laying in them, better. Hello again, AC. I hope that really doesn't come across. Excellent question. Oh goodness, if I was rich, I'd help you out. Thanks, Kate. Or I guess I'll call you Tolliver. Thanks, Tolliver. Yes, their skills do level up. So as they do things, hauling isn't a skill that levels up, but as they construct, their construction skill gets better. As they mine, their mining gets better. Cleaning is one of those that doesn't get better. But Ophelia, what are you doing? Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, okay, let's reinstall this bed here. Let's go ahead and get planting started. So we're going to do a grow zone. We're going to do it right here. And we're going to grow corn because I said so. So they're going to move around, and this is the perfect time to show. So he's growing. He's no good at it, but he's cutting. So right now he's cutting down the grass and growing the seed. So boom, there's the corn seed. He's cutting the grass, growing it, and you'll see everyone doing this. But if you look at his grow skill, right here, there's that number. 500 out of 1,000, 550 out of 1,000. You see it going up. As it goes up and goes up and goes up and goes up, he'll level up. So here in a second, that'll change from a 0 to a 1. But also something to notice is look at Solus and then look at Shorty. So Shorty has a growing skill of 3, and Solus has a 0. Look at how fast they do each thing. So she's already cut a tree and planted in the time it's taken Solus just to cut the grass. Cutting trees take longer than cutting grass, obviously. But to the point where she cut down a tree and he cut grass at the same time. But his growing skill is, he's hungry. Okay, back to growing. He is gonna reach level 1 here in 2 seconds. 2 shakes. Rabbit's tail. Hold your breath. Yes, so, on the topic of mining, I cannot make a basement. This is simply 2D. When you make a room, that's it. There's no going down, there's no upper floor, it's all one level. Adds the simplicity, but it would be nice if I could be like, oh, let's make a basement, so, like, that's its natural coolant, and so it, like, stays cooler longer, and, like, everything's great like that. And then, yes, basically, higher skills, more or less, kind of like what I was saying, equals better quality of anything. A higher growing skill would just You know, if you harvest a plant and it gives you 10 potato, if you harvest a potato plant, it gives you 10 potato. You know, if you have a 20 skill, it might give you 20, 30 potato. Or if you have a 0 skill, it might give you 5 or 6 potato. So yes, better quality and just faster, which is just always good, as you can see here. Same thing with constructing, and I guess constructing is probably one of the biggest ones because it just, the quality of construction is just so much better. So let's go ahead and build another room right here with a door, and we're gonna go ahead and build another room right here with 2 doors, and I will show you why in a second. And then we're gonna build, this will seem silly, but we're going to put 1 wall right here in the center, and all of this will be explained shortly. So, we built this wall here. Like, wow, it's in the middle of your storage. You know, that's smart. You just wasted space. No. Because what I can say is say, hey, roof this off. And what they'll do is they'll roof it. Because right now, it says deteriorating due to being unroofed. So just over time, things deteriorate. So like right here, it says 58 out of 60. If I left this here just like it is, it would deteriorate and die. And it would just deteriorate into nothing. Basically, you know, dust to dust, ashes to ashes, whatever you want to call it. And that's that. So if we just roof it off, we don't have to make it indoors. Technically, we just have to roof it off. Then we're good. Also, I'm going to harvest these berries just because berries, you know. Same thing with the shirt. The shirt is being worn down because it's outside. It's deteriorating due to being unroofed. So nighttime once again. So basically here's the layout of what I'm hoping to have happen. Shorty, she's going for a walk right now. That gets her joy up, and then boom, look at that. Tons of joy. She's doing so well. Doing so great. Why'd you put on pants? Shorty? Why'd you put on pants? Just be a nudist. Just be happily nude. Like, why would you put on pants? Does it have something to do with your temperature range? No, you're fine. You're so fine. Don't be pressured into putting on pants. You're doing great. So we're gonna go ahead and chop down wood, and I'm gonna have the foresight to chop it down here. You know, we'll just cut all the plants from here, because I said so. Because I'm a monster and global warming is a thing. Yes, this is a support pillar. So if I said, hey, build a roof out here, they won't. They just won't. Because there's no support. And that's something to deal with when you mine. If you just dig straight in, that's one thing. But then if you dig straight in and then make like a huge room, you need support, or like the roof could collapse and potentially hurt your colonists or destroy, you know. So say this wasn't here, say I just say, hey, get rid of this, the roof would collapse and it could destroy some of the material I have under here. So just very important to have this. Also, new lovers. Hey, look at you go, Solus, you and the nudist. I don't blame you. Music lover, surgeon, dude. I'd marry if I had the chance, you know. So this is actually really, really great. Because what we can do is we can say, hey, this bed now belongs to Ophelia. Ophelia, you have the single room. This bed can now be kind of, I guess, we're going to reinstall it over here. Shorty, same thing with your bed. We're going to put them in the corner, and we're going to make a big bed. Big double bed. Because they'll like that. You know, as much as it's like, oh, well, that just seems wasteful. Like, you already just have 2 beds, put them next to each other. They get a buff because it's like, oh, I slept next to the person I love. Like, you know. That's nice, you know. So congratulations, and also it'll just be like, you know, opinion of my lover, Shorty. Like, they're like, oh, this is great. You know, they really like each other. Now that being said, they could fight, and that could become negative for a minute. It could become positive. It could just stay positive. It could, you know, it fluctuates, and so it's one of those good but not always the best sort of situations. We have visitor. Hello, his name is Ralph Humps Brock. He is a dromedary knight from Concord of Vaxterra, is visiting the colony. Wonderful. He has a few items to trade. Hello, Humps. Humps night. Yeah, yeah, you do, buddy. So this is a great time to so basically whenever a trader comes, I will always do this no matter what. I will scroll through everyone and I go, who has the highest social? 3, 6, 2. Solus. Look at you, you antisocial Casanova learning to love life kid. So, and also down here it shows them what they're doing. So like right now I don't have to be on the screen, but I can see he's hauling medicine to the site. He's hauling berries, he's hauling other things, he's just hauling things, which is good. Now he's cleaning, which is also good. Now he's resting, but before he goes to sleep, I'm going to say, hey, go talk to Humps. This is the trade screen. Hey. Wait, what? Babe, babies are not a thing in this mod, or in this. There are mods where you can have children and kind of let them grow up, but this isn't meant to be a multi-generational thing, kind of like Banished was, like where you have to kind of replace your society over time. Like, I've never had someone die of old age, and I've played until endgame, and that's hours. If I do an hour a night of this stream, which I might, you know, depending on how you guys feel, I might do longer, I might not. I've probably put, oh god, so many hours. How many hours have I put into this game? I put 198 hours total, so, yeah, 198 hours, yeah, no one's ever died of old age. It's always been disease or being shot to death or something like that. So, no children, no growing up, really, none of that. So yes, let's see. There's pemmican, which is basically like the second worst food you can get, but it just stays forever. We don't need it. Herbal medicine and steel club. So on this side is everything we have. So like we have packaged goods, we have berries, we have components, medicine, steel, wood, but he doesn't want to trade any of that. He's willing to trade a steel club, herbal medicine, and pemmican. Well, we have some herbal medicine, but I want to keep that around, and we don't want his steel club, so we're just going to say, hey, you know, thanks, but no thanks. Also, see, there's also a negative buff where it's like, I don't like sleeping away from my partner, even though they're in 2 beds right next to each other. Until this is built, until this is ready to go, they're not gonna be together. Population increases one of 2 ways. Yes, there are random events where it's like, oh, a wanderer joins. I actually haven't had that recently, and I think they might have patched it out. In this version, you would usually, one of your first events would be like, oh, a wanderer joins, so you would just automatically have 4 people kind of thing. But in this version, that hasn't happened really. So they might have patched that out. It might be more random because it was before. You always get a visitor, you always get a wanderer, and then you always get your first raid. It's like boom, boom, boom. Very like that's the opener. That's what it is. That being said, there's another way. Sometimes visitors will stay. Sometimes they'll just say, oh wow, this place is great and it's wonderful, but right now we're living kind of in shacks that don't even have proper flooring or anything, and oh, okay. What we're gonna do, because I don't want to kill him yet, and okay, this isn't completely altruistic. There's a reason. There we go. There's a reason I'm saving him, and that is simply because I want to kill him later. But if I kill him now, I have no way to preserve his body, so he'll just rot and die. Oh, so what you just saw right there was construction failed. So the construction failed, a little bit of resources wasted, so it took 70. She salvaged about half of it, but that was about it. So also, Solus has nothing to do. That little thing right there means he's idle, which means I need to give him something to do. And there's plenty to do, my friend. Plenty to... Wait, you can't... Oh, that's right. I made it so he can't cut. That's right. So I need walls to be built, actually, my friend. I'm going to put a door right there for me. We're going to go for power next. So anyway, the other way is if you get raided, and say you wound the person to the point where like they kind of do what this rabbit does, where it's like, oh, it's downed, you know, because it's just extremely malnutrition, you know, it just doesn't have any food or anything. If you down the person, you can take them as a prisoner, and you can kind of convince them to join you. And that's based on your social skill. You can kind of basically be like, oh, join us, you know, like everything's great. Like we live in a wonderful society. You should join us, kind of. Oh, never mind. Okay. Real fast, we're going to get a dumping zone. We're just going to put the dumping zone here. The dumping zone is basically to haul chunks of things to. Just need to designate one. That kind of submarine sound was, oh, hey, that's a bad event. Food stores look better when it's alive. Yeah, kind of a dark way to look at it. Hey, you know? This is survival. We'll get pets later. I promise. We'll find pets. Because you see how there's a hunt and a tame? You can tame any creature you want if you have the proper skill, which none of these guys have anything close to. It's 5, 4, and 4. 5 is the best, but I think we could probably tame the Muffalo and maybe a Boomalope. Yeah, but that's about it so far, and we really don't need any more mouths to feed, if you will. So anyway, wild animal. There's a squirrel that I clicked off of. Basically what'll happen is this squirrel is going to come and attack the colony. So give me a second to find him. There he is. Don't ask how I saw him move. I've just played this game a while. So he's going to run over here. He is in a manhunter mode, and he is melee attacking Shorty. Well, that's not going to quite work very well. Hey, Solace, come here. Hey, Ophelia, come here. That was it. That was the end of him. He's now dead. Because his right leg got cut off and his body was cut. Because Shorty don't play no games. Shorty don't play no games. Also, why do you keep putting on gear? Can I make it so you don't put on gear? Is it because you got cold last night or something? Whatever. It's fine. So, no, the animals in general are not hostile to humans. There is a chance that if I say I want to go hunt this herd, if I just click them and go, hey, hunt everything here, if I attack this one, there's a slight chance that they'll all become manhunter, which was what that squirrel was, and basically attack. And that sounds ridiculous, like, oh, you could take a herd of them, you know, like, oh, you're just hunting them. No. I've had colonies die. Because, you know, say I want to hunt this herd, and there's only one colonist down here, and they, you know, get an awkward hoof to the foot, then they can't run away. And then they literally get hoofed to death, and you're like, well, son of a gun, that sucks. And like the other colonists are all the way up here, you know, doing things in the colony, and they can't run down there to protect them. So it's, but yes, 90% of the time, all the animals that you just see wandering around are totally harmless. They don't attack. They don't want to attack. But then there are events where it's like, oh, a manhunter pack of wargs has entered, and then you just see like off screen just 20 wargs appear, and you're like, oh. Hang on. Sorry, came from outside. I heard people talking, and I was like, hello, Death, my old friend? Have you finally come for me? Hello, Darkness, my old friend? Anyway, are there non-human creatures? Once again, I hate to say it, modded, yes. The most non-human creature I could think of, there are cyborgs. There are machines that could, as of right this second, wipe out my colony in about 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail, or a squirrel's tail in that matter. There are a few interesting characters, but they're no like mutant humans, if that makes sense. There's no like humanoid, like, oh, they're like elves, or like, oh, they're like alien, but they have like 2 heads, or they have 4 arms. It's just humanoid or non-humanoid. Okay, badass pets. Well, I mean, you know, not to toot my own horn, but like Shelly, badass pet. Down here, these are boomalopes. So they're basically kind of camel, but they go boom. These guys are great because if I tame them, I can kind of use them as like suicide bombers and say, hey, charge this pack of enemies. The enemies will shoot at it and kill it. No, there are some cool. There are a couple cool creatures. They're not super cool, but I'm sure they'll wander in and we can talk about them as they come in. So what you just saw me plant right there was our beginnings of power. Mwahaha, power. You know, Absolute power corrupts absolutely and all that. So, wind turbines. Yay, wind turbines. Yay, wind turbines. So, there's a few different options for power. There's a fuel generator, which I've just never gotten because it just seems too labor intensive and just too intensive to worry about. You always have to have fuel for it. But then there's solar generators and wind turbines. Kind of exactly what they sound like. We do need an army of boomalopes. You are correct. I will get on that as soon as we kind of settle our base camp. Once we survive our first raid, then we can kind of go into the more nuances of the game. So, wind turbines, they run all the time. They're kind of a more medium kind of power. If you're looking for constant over a lot, solar generators are more during the day. They crank all the way up no matter what, unless it's like a cloudy, stormy day. And they charge really, really high, but then at night they shut off, and so then you kind of have to rely on your batteries, as where wind turbines are more, hey, you know, okay. Caught this. Good. Thank goodness. Just what I was talking about. Shorty is a doctor, but she's hurt. She had a squirrel bite. Right down here is bleeding. She's bleeding 7% blood per day, which is no immediate danger. She's fine. But she's being healed by her boyfriend. That being said, I don't want him to use the good medicine, because the good medicine needs to be saved for disease. Because disease is one of those, there's a disease and there's immunity, and you can build up better immunity if you have better medicine. And basically the only way you fight a disease is by getting full immunity. If you don't, you just die. Whether it's the cold, whether it's the plague, whether it's micro nano chips in your body that are destroying you, you just die. Whatever disease it is. So I like to save the good medicine, and that way I like to put everyone on herbal medicine. You know what I mean? Get that good herb. So, anyway, I also need to say, hey, this isn't for you guys. This is your bed. Yay. And Shorty's going to rest up. So the way this kind of works is, if you see right here, it says 27 out of 30. That number, and then there's this number right here, it says 22.86. That'll drop down to 2.71, and it was just bandaged for fairly okay. 2.37. Once that reaches 0, it'll be 28 out of 30, then 29 out of 30, and then 30 out of 30, and then she'll be fully healed. Once that happens, we're good to go. So power is great. So right now we have wind turbine. It's blocked by the poplar tree. Poplar tree, not popular. Poplar tree. It is a popular tree. I mean, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. But it's a poplar tree. So, power. Like I said, wind turbine. We need batteries. These are batteries. Can I get a toot, toot? Can I get a beep, beep? Honking your horn. It's 9 o'clock. Da 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 da. Yeah. Here, smoke this. It'll definitely heal your bite, man. Actually, believe it or not, they have, like, tobacco in this game. They also have beer in this game. If we wanted to, we could make, we could become a beer colony. We could, like, make beer with the intent of, trading it or something, if that was also... No. Can you... Ophelia, look. Work on this. Please. Thank you. So now you can rest. So basically what I just did there, and I have to pop this up. So these are connected. Now these are connected. So they're spinning, even though they are blocked by the tree, they're still getting some power. Once these trees are taken out, then it'll be like, oh wow, we get so much power. Also, summer. Hey, summer has begun. We can still grow. Just winter is coming. Jon Snow. Game of Thrones. A show I watched the very first episode of and have only read the books ever since. And so anyway, watch this real fast. So you see how the power level here is right here? Watch what happens when he cuts that tree away. Boom. Jumped up. Then hopefully when he cuts the other tree, it'll also... Well, here. This is the only tree blocking it. It's here. It's right here. And then, boom, jumped up that little bit. So it just shows you, like, literally just shows you that this tree was what was blocking it. And that's that. We're getting power right now. The batteries are storing it because it's not going anywhere. So, what is power good for, you ask? I'm glad you asked. So, we can make a cooler. We're going to put that right there. We're going to draw a line to it. Well, not really to it, more or less. We're going to draw it about here. We're also going to draw a line to here, up through here, over through here. Why'd I build this here? What was I doing? Why? I actually want a building like this because I can. I'll show you why there's a double door here in a second, but you can see where this is going. We're gonna get a cooler, and this will be our freezer. This will be where we store meats, where we store food, basically. And Solus, what did I say you could do, Solus? I guess so. My biggest thing, and I haven't watched the show, of course, but I own a computer. I have been on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the tweeters, as you youngins like to call it. The biggest gripe I have, to be completely honest and kind of go off on this tangent, is they're not the same. And it's something that I talk to people about. I'm like, oh, wasn't it so cool when, like, no spoilers, but when, person A married person B, and they look at me like, what show did you watch? Person A is dead. And I'm like, what you mean person A is dead? No, she's like, we thought she was dead, but she came back to life. Like, X person rescued her, whatever it is, or like, oh, this guy died during this battle. And they look at me like, no, he's the titular character of season 7. You're like, what? No, he's dead. He's very much dead. He's not a main character, like, he's dead. And so I guess my biggest gripe is, like, and it doesn't change the story a lot, like, we're still there. Oh, son of a gun. Okay, well, little boo-boo on my part. Little boo-boo on my part. We're gonna have to get rid of that, because literally you can see the difference of how this blocks it and everything. I need a no roof zone all up in here. Please. Can I get a no roof zone, please? Can I get a no roof zone? No roof zone, please. So, we're going to make a zone, stockpile zone, because right now, if you look in the corner, it says indoor temperature 0, -1. I put it at -1 because if it fluctuates between -1 and 0, that's still freezing as far as Celsius is concerned. And so it'll, but if I put it at 0, it would fluctuate between 0 and 1, which would basically keep them frozen, but not, so I keep it at -1, which doesn't really make much of a difference when it comes to power draw. Anyway, so I just made a new stockpile. We're going to put priority preferred, and it won't be allowed to hold manufactured, raw, or that. It'll be able to hold all corpses, even human, nothing rotten, and then all foods. So basically what you're going to see is they're going to go, oh, okay, we'll put our foods there. Oh! Alright, chat, I need your help here. Do we rescue this person? So, refugee chased at colony. A coma child named Katie Snowmew calls you from nearby. She's being chased by pirates at the criminal outfit. She begs for your safety and offers to join your colony. Biologically, she's 19 years old. Be warned, if you accept her, you'll have to fight off the pirates on her tail. So, being a good guy, I would always like to say, yes, absolutely, let's take her. But she was a coma child. That's the only information we get about her. So you know how these guys all have backstories and everything, like, oh, they were this person, but it disables them from doing this or this or this. You have to think, is she worth fighting whoever comes after her? These are pirates. They could have guns. They could have literally like RPGs. They could have, incendiary launchers. Or they could be like sticks and stones, They could have spears or like bow and arrow. And we have guns, so we would probably win. Do we take her in? Do we rescue this girl? The question is up to you. Yep, kill them and loot their corpses. Alright, we haven't had our first raid yet, have we? I don't think so. That's weird. Well, like I said, they might have patched out the kind of basic intro things. So yeah, okay. So this is kind of the, I guess, third way you can get people to join your colony is you offer them safety. Alright, hey Snow. Wow, Game of Thrones. Her survival isn't necessary. Look, if I'm sticking my neck out for her, I'm gonna make sure she survives. Gosh darn it. Also, is she naked? She's naked. She doesn't have any pants on. Gosh darn it. She's incapable of none. That's perfect. Okay, I forgot what Coma Child did. It just makes her construction and mining absolute crap, but she can do everything. Good. Good, good, good. So, whew, alright. What that means is, hey, run up here. For the love of God, run up here. Please. And, alright, here's the raid. So, also, we're low on food. Of course we are. Alright, this is perfect. There's only one guy. His name's Crand, and he has a steel shiv, so he's melee, and it's just him. And is he naked? He is... Why is everyone naked? What kind of place did you come from? You know what? I think it's a question better left unsaid. But so, like right here, this raid, and it also says, you know, group is attacking, and it'll either say they're going to prepare to attack or they're going to attack immediately. So they're attacking immediately. So basically, Snow, you're going to run up to here, and this is where we're going to have our showdown at the saloon. So you guys, I'm going to recruit them, and basically what military draft recruiting does is how I said I couldn't control them perfectly, with this I can. But like, basically when I draft them, I am their overlord. I mean, yeah, pirate stole her pants, you know, pirate in that booty. This is why no one watches me. I get it. I get it. Anyway. Also, is that rotting? No, hey, fresh. Wonderful. So, basically, like, you know, I can unrecruit and she'll do whatever she needs to, but if I recruit her, I can't be like, oh, hey, cut this tree. I can only say, like, hey, move here, like, shoot this person. So it's strictly for military purposes that the recruit button exists. So, Crand is coming. Snow, your watch is not over yet. You're going to go here. And we're going to wait for him to come. We're going to see what happens. So, we're going to slow things down here. We're going to take a second. Oh, he's trying to juke. He's trying to jive. All right, go here. So basically, the reason I'm lining people up like this is because there is friendly fire in this game. If I put the two melee people here, there's a chance that these guys could shoot, you know, Snow and Shorty. But if they're right in front of each other, there is a 0% chance that they'll hit that person. So the best way to do things is have to ranged, melee, one line. For right now, there are better ways. We get turrets eventually and everything, but where are you going? What? Why are you attacking the cooler? Why is that your MO? Oh, okay, we got his attention. Okay, go here. Nope. Go here. Reform the line! Alright, we did it. Alright. So, basically, you can see kind of the shoot animations, you can see all that. Let's look at his health. So he has been shot in the left femur, he has been shot in the left leg, and he just got a knife cut from Shorty in also the left leg. Shorty has just got it cut by a shiv in the right leg. So let's see what happens next. I'm still paused. Okay, he got shot again. His left leg was just cut off. Ugh. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Okay, so basically what just happened there is he was shot one more time. I think he might have also been stabbed one more time. Yes, so he was cracked in the jaw with the knife, and he was shot one more time, and his right lung was destroyed. He is... Oh, he's not doing too well. So, but he's not dead. He's downed. We have a choice to make here, guys. We can do a couple of things. We could let him die. We could take him in, treat him, send him back, or we could try to get him to come to our side. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here, Solus? What are we thinking about? So basically, I'm just putting it on a sleeping spot, and I'm saying, hey, this is for prisoners. This will give us the opportunity to take him if we want. So, what are your opinions on the matter? Can you fix a missing limb? Yes, we can install a peg leg for right now. If we had other prosthetics, we could give him like a bionic leg. But I was just looking, and he's actually a prosthetophobe. So like if we gave him a bionic foot, he would be pissed for the rest of his life. But we can give him a peg leg, and I think he'll be okay with that. His right lung will always be destroyed, so he'll just have a horrible time breathing. Like, but that's not an issue really. And everything else can be healed. If we fix him up and then send him back, there's a chance that we'll get a buff, like a status buff with his group. So right now you see like, oh, these guys are current will, current goodwill, current goodwill, current goodwill. These guys are all hostile. If we send him back to the criminal outfit, it'll be like, oh, plus 15 because you sent him back healthy. And then eventually they'll become not hostile, then we can end up trading with them and they'll just stop attacking us. Send him to the labor camps. Does that mean we keep him and use him? Or does that mean we send him back? Because I'm pretty sure the pirate camp would be a labor camp within itself. I would assume that means keep him. Yes? No? Maybe so? Save him and make him do all the dangers. You know what? There's a reason we're friends. Alright, capture this guy. And then Shorty, thank goodness didn't get anything cut off, didn't do anything like that. This is all very preventable, or, fixable. Fixable. Jesus. Damage, basically. The other thing is he will die in 8.5 hours because he's bleeding at 170% of what he can do. But Solus, you're such a nice guy. You're gonna save his life. So you're doing good. Gonna tend to his wounds. Gonna patch everything up, and everything will be a-okay. And then Shorty, honestly, Shorty could probably just sleep this off. To be completely honest, see, Crane is no longer incapable of walking. Let's see. Ooh, recruitment difficulty of 93. You know what? You wanted me to save him. I will rescue him. I will rescue him. So right now we have our first minor mental break risk. It's Snow. Hey, Snow, how you doing? She's upset because she is naked and jealous of Solus's bedroom because I'm assuming she has a jealous trait. Of course. Why? Shorty, are you the nudist? Can you take off your pants? Thanks. Hey, Snow, can you put on those pants? Now see, Shorty is so happy because she's naked. Right? No. Oh, you have to be fully naked. Got it. But then now see, Snow is happy because she has pants on. But I think she might have a forced wear or something. I can clear forced. Yes. Basically, when you force someone to wear a piece of clothing and they don't like it, they can be like, "Oh, you forced me to wear this. I hate you." Okay, repressed, family issues. Got it. Also, what I'm doing right here is very important, but I'm going to gloss over it for about 2 seconds. Force clothing, and you just go in and you can click, go to here and just click, oh, clear clothing, because whatever. But they'll still wear it. They just won't be upset that you're forcing them to wear it, basically. So, what I just did here was I just built a wooden butcher table, which we need to butcher things, and a electric stove, which we need to then cook what we butcher. Seems very self-explanatory. He'll become our Muffalo hunter, and he'll be the guy running away on the peg leg. I love it. I love it. This is very maniacal. This is perfect. So as you can see, built this. Now what we have to do is they won't just butcher a creature because they're like, oh, we don't know what to do with that. So we have to go to bills, and it's like add a bill. So we can do butcher creature and make kibble. We always butcher a creature. The only time you would make kibble is for your dog, but if we butcher the creature, it'll just make raw meat, which the dog eats anyway. So making kibble is more like if you had maybe a dog farm where you grew dogs, you raised dogs, you bred them or whatever, then maybe kibble would make sense because it is more efficient, but as of right now we don't need it. So I just said butcher creature and do it forever. So whenever there's a creature, just butcher, 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 butcher. And they're going to bed. Snow, what are you up to? Attempting to recruit. There's a 0.5 chance to recruit this guy. It's going to be rough. It's going to be real rough. So, we also have our electric stove. Now our electric stove, we can cook a simple meal, fine meal, lavish meal. As you can see there, different tiers. We're only going to start cooking simple right now because we just don't need a lot of them. And there are 3 options: do X times, do until you have X, or do forever. I don't like doing forever because someone will literally just be cooking there all the time as soon as the food starts flowing in. So I say do it till we have 25. That's a fair number. For 4 or 5 people, that's a fair number. Anyway, to the Muffalo. Now that we have a place to put their carcass, we're going to hunt them all down. See how this works. So Ophelia, shooting from the doorway. Man, what a gal. Is going after this one, and so far it's gonna die. But they're not responding, which is good. Which is very good. Who is our Solus? Do you have the gun? Solus has the gun. Solus, you are now also a hunter. Welcome to the squad. Snow, you need a weapon. And what do we do next? What's our next piece of agenda? Well, right now we've kind of reached that happy equilibrium. There are a couple other things we can do, but for right now, I'm going to build a workbench, or a research bench, and that'll allow us access to the next kind of research tab, and I'll open that up when we get it, and we can move on from there. Also, you don't have a bed, do you? So hey, wait. Oh, you're sharing beds. Okay. Reinstalling here. Pretty please. Crops are growing. Look at all these Muffalo. My God, we're gonna do so great. Ophelia's chopping it up, and then Ophelia's cooking some food, and boom! Look at that. We have our first produced meal. Oh, here. Can you butcher humans? Yes. But okay, first off, if you kill a human, there'll be a negative buff to people's health. They're like, oh, a human died. And then if you butcher them, they'll be like, oh, we killed a human. And then it's like, then there's the whole, if it's raw meat and they eat it, there's like, oh, raw cannibalism's like minus 25. And then it's like cooked cannibalism's like minus 10. They're like, how could we? Like, this is awful. So, you know, I kind of clandestine myself into this one. Muffalo Revenge. A Muffalo is attacking after being harmed. Other Muffalo nearby become enraged. If you look down here, all these Muffalo they're maddened. Manhunter. Solus, you brought this on yourself. How could you? How could you? So, the good news is they're not, you know, up shit creek without a paddle. We can have them all run back here, kind of regroup, and hopefully kill them all. So let's see what happens. So right now, he's far enough away that he's good, he's good, he's good, he's good. He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. Things will be fine. Things will be fine. And Ophelia's gonna start shooting them. Good, good, good. Take them down before they get to us, please. Okay, not quite. I mean, like, it's gonna die, and this one's not gonna die. Hey, its nose got shot off, and anyway. So yes, you can butcher other humans, but you shouldn't. Okay, one down. Oh god, Snow is getting the crap beat out of her. Okay. Solus, so are you. Okay, okay, okay. 2 down, good. Snow, come on over here. Melee attack this bad boy. Okay, 3 down. Nothing is completely broken. Nothing's dead. Okay. Get it! Get it! We're doing it! Of course. Oh, I jinxed it again. Okay, so Snow is down. It doesn't mean anything bad. It just means she's taken enough damage that she can't effectively fight anymore. We've done it. We've done it. So basically, if you look up here, you can kind of see, and also down here, and also here, you can see kind of their health bars. If that reaches 0, they basically die. So that's why I was like, oh, Snow's in big trouble, but Solus is doing fine, and Shorty could definitely be in trouble. But since it's all cracks and bruises, they're fine. So Solus, if you wouldn't mind rescuing Snow, and all these Muffalo will die. 7 hours, 4 hours, 13 hours, already dead. 4 hours, and there's one under 6 hours. I could save them. I won't, for the pure fact of, once again, kind of, they're still alive, so they won't deteriorate as fast. And so Snow will be treated. strike. I forgot she is. And also, if you recruit someone while they're holding something or doing an action, they will stop that action. So that's why you saw me do that. Well, okay, so Solus, the practicality of you can have a cannibal trait. If I wanted to, I could get a mod where it's like a prepare carefully, and I could have a colony of cannibals. If you would like to see that tomorrow, let me know. We can do a cannibal colony, and every single person who comes, we can kill them and eat them. Also, our very first raid, a group of pirates from the Blade team have arrived. They are attacking immediately. So this, thank goodness, it's only one person, and it said a group. That's just the generic text. Wolf, Gardener, incapable of a lot of things, but sanguine, which is very nice. Permanent mood effect of always plus 12. Kind, and a prostophile. So I mean, like, you know, she wouldn't get along well with Crand, our guy we already have in here, but hey, Gardener. We could go for a Gardener. She has a Shiv, so she's not going to be very deadly. That being said, Snow is in no condition to fight. Solus and Ophelia are probably our two best bets, and because they also have the guns, I'm going to post them up here. And we're going to hope and pray we can take them out before things get too serious. Alright, so Wolf was just shot in the torso, and see, this weakens like manipulation. It weakens manipulation, it weakens moving, it weakens consciousness, talking, eating. Manipulation would, you know, be like a chance to hit. So like right now, you know, you have a very poor manipulation, Solus, because you have a couple of wounds. You know, Wolf got one more shot off and hit the left leg. So now we could probably do like a kite kind of thing, and I want you to stay in here, so Ophelia, run. See? You see how she gets distance? So I actually want you to keep running, and then, boom, Solus, pop out. Haha, we've done it. Now, see, this is bad because, you know, there's a chance that Solus could hit Wolf, and, well, actually, you know what? Solus, stay right here. Ophelia, go ahead and run back. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay! That worked out way better than I thought it would. I probably could have just had her sit there and, you know, they could have fist fought it. So, left leg shot off. Oh, you guys are too good at shooting. Do we keep her? We could, you know, build this out for a little bit and just have another bed. Do we keep her? Yay or nay? Her stats. Yes and no. She's not good at a lot of things, but she's good where it counts. So, like, she can still mine, she can still grow, she can still construct, she can cook, and she can fight. She can't medicine, but we already have doctors. She can't social, but we already have someone who can social. She can't research, but that's fine. She can't craft, which isn't that important. I'd say she would be valuable just because she is sanguine. She would always be happy. She's good at what she does, kind of thing. Can she be the illegal immigrant gardener? Oh my god. I love it. Yep, absolutely. She is the outsider that we have taken in by not so legal means. Oh, actually, you know what? Hang on. What am I doing? Cancel. Yes. No. For the love of God. Build this because she is going to bleed out in 8 hours if we don't help her. Now, worst comes to worst, if this doesn't get built, which it doesn't look like it will. Okay, so what we can do instead is just very temporarily, we can have a sleeping spot in here, make it for prisoners, and then Ophelia, capture her, please. That's a her, right? Yeah, capture her. And then Solus is tending to Snow. So basically, like, as you can see, these wounds heal on their own, but if they're tended to, they heal just faster, is basically kind of what that means. Alright, Wolf, when are you gonna die? 7 hours. Hey, Solus, would you mind tending to Wolf, please? Pretty, please. Oh no, the Muffalo. Oh, I was like, I thought we had a Muffalo friend. Nope, that's just because we have yet to kill it. Oh, Ophelia got food poisoning. Once again, food poisoning is kind of like that cryo sleep sickness. It just happens. The higher level foods we eat, the less that happens, but since it's a simple meal, that's more likely to happen. So every time something is healed, it's death in 18 hours. Now it's no immediate danger because the torso gunshot wound was fixed. Now it's no bleeding because all the wounds are fixed. So, yep, Solus got food sickness also. Tending to Ophelia. See, blood loss minor. Actually, she would have death in 23 hours, but now she's good. So, that is that. And like I said, just every single wound that gets bound just heals faster. Less likely chance of a disease, less likely chance of ABCD happening. Also, so how hard is it? Oh, see, she's a lot easier to recruit. She's only 60 or 86% recruitment difficulty. So that just means we have a better chance of recruiting her. So I'm in. Let's do it. Major break risk. Snow, what? You're fine. You're fine. You're hungry. You're feeling bad. You have an awful bedroom. Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. And now Solus is finally getting the healing he needs from his lovely lady friend. Lovely lady friend. What do you mean decent dining room? Okay. Okay. Sure, he still needs to be treated for everything though, but like I said, she will heal over time, and since it's all cracks and bruises and there's no bleeding, I'm not concerned. It's more of a like, hey, we need... Oh, hey, Ophelia's starving. Yay. Oh, Ophelia, you are starving like a flood. So, see, what Solus did right there was he just ate raw meat. What I'd rather him do right now is he is going to cook. He's going to cook. And then, so Ophelia is going to consume this meal. Wait, no, I lied. Don't consume that meal. You just ate raw meat, apparently. Something. She just ate something, and so... Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I just want a few meals to be there for when he needs to be. And now we're going to tend to Shorty. Shorty, don't wait in a line. Oh, yeah, no, dude, like, it's crazy how much, like, damage they can take. Like, all these bruises, all these cracked, you know, bones, and they just like, roll a little bit of dirt in there, we're fine, you know, walk it off, walk it off. 2 people have mental break risk, so Ophelia's one of them, and that's just probably because she was, like, starving and, like, hot, hideous environment, yada, yada, yada. And Snow, just because she's once again injured, and this whole, like, the biggest thing is, like, experiencing acute pain. It's because she's in so much pain. Once all these go away, then she'll stop being in pain. I understand this seems very obvious. I just like to explain things as I go. We're going to go ahead and chop some trees because we need wood. Deforestation. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, Wolf is fully healed. Good. Good. Snow, when you're up and around, go ahead and talk to her. Go ahead and be like, hey, girl. Can I get your number? See, Solus is now fully healed, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. Crand is doing alright. We don't talk about Crand. So now, once again, changing this around. We don't need any of this. Hey, Ophelia's fully healed too. Yay! She's no longer has a major mental break. Major mental breakers. It's now just down to Snow, and that's just because she's like joy deprived. She's not very beautiful. She's not beautiful. She's not in a beautiful environment. She hasn't eaten. She's just, in a moderate amount of pain now, which she's right on that threshold too. So as soon as another one or two of these heals and she'll be in like a moderate amount of pain, then it'll be fine. Or I guess in a mild, I think it's mild amount of pain. It's something. Solus, how much rest do you need? You're fine. Can you go ahead and haul these bad boys inside? Because if you look here, it says not refrigerated, spoils in less than a day. Spoils in a day, spoils in less than... I want these to be put in the freezer because this is so much food. So much food. Like, you just don't even know. And as you can see, Shelly is just eating away at the corpse. So, yeah. I just want all the Muffalos in here. Just all of them in here. And now you can do whatever you want, my friend. So they want to butcher, they want to do this, they want to do that. We have low food. Hey, at least we have food. Solace, can you convince her to join us? Oh, the 0.62% chance you said no. She said no. You wanted her to join, but she shot you down. She wasn't like Shorty, Shorty had your back. Shorty was there with you the whole time. Yes? Yes, Mr. Popular? Hello? No, nothing important, just every other... Oh, Spotify. Wow, what do you want? Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later, Spotify. So, that noise you just heard was this fox was up here basically killing this rat, and now it's going to consume the rat, and now the fox is happy. So, that's just something that happens in nature. Things die. Yay. Sorry you had to learn this way, kids. So, we have so much meat. So much meat. Ophelia's meditating. That's good. I like that. We need a joy source. So right here we need a joy source. They can meditate, they can do all that. But we can also provide them, like, I'm going to provide them with a nice little horseshoes pin. So I can literally play horseshoes. Simple, does what it wants. Does Doggo do anything useful? So Dogo, right here, he can be trained. Which I thought I ticked these earlier, but I did not. So he can be trained in obedience, he can be trained in release, he can be trained in rescue. So right now you're going to see Ophelia, who has the animal skill of 4. I don't like that. I want your master to be someone else. Anyway, she's going to try to train him in obedience, and it'll say, boom, trained obedience, 60% chance, 1 of 1. She did it. She trained him in obedience, so we're there. Also, they now have a bond, so now they're bonded. And that provides a buff of like, oh, she's Shelly's master, that's so great. I could switch her master to be like Shorty, I think has the better animal skill, and I thought, if I would have thought about it, I would have waited a minute, but so now that he's trained in obedience, he can then be trained in release. Once he's trained in release, he can be trained in rescue. Once he's trained in rescue, he can be trained in hauling. And I already went through all those, but were you there for when I went through kind of what those were? Basically, release is if we're all here fighting and the enemy's coming in, we can say, hey, really, attack dog, go. Instead of just kind of sticking around here and then the other one is, the other one is rescue. So if someone gets downed way far away, we're like, hey, we're still in the middle of fighting, Doggo, go get him. Doggo can go get them. The last one is hauling, which is basically hauling. So if I'm like, hey, there's some wood over here, bring it to the storage, he'll bring it to the storage. So we just had our first mental break, which is Snow. As soon as she was able to walk, she is now in a mental break, which means she won't respond to anything. She's just going to wander around for a while. That's that. Also, can I just say I love this trait. Love it. Just absolutely love it. Because it's just so perfect. You're like, yeah, no, that's very close to life right there. Anyway. Can Doggo hunt for the colony? No, not Doggo can hunt for himself, and if Doggo kills something, then a colonist can go out and get it. But Doggo isn't just going to come down here and start hunting the Muffalo. But if we send Ophelia to go hunt, Doggo will go with her to help her hunt. So like if one of the Muffalo attack her, the Doggo will save her, basically. Like he'll help attack her. Long story short. Also, 0.71% chance, hey, crawling up there slowly and surely. And Shorty built herself in. Of course she did. Of course she did. I could have left that there and just deconstructed this wall or something, but hey. Wish in one hand, do business in the other, see which one fills up first. We've all heard that. Also, finally building the science bench, which is good. Now we need a research project. So this is kind of the mid-game phase. We've established, we've settled, we have food. Not a lot. You would think, oh, you're great for forever. No, we will need this corn to come in by the end of the hopefully summer, fall, have all this corn come in, probably hunt this last herd, and then we'll be good for our first winter, hopefully. So now here comes the second part. So we have a research bench. So now we can go to the research tab. This is the research tab. It shows everything and everything. So no, I can't just tell Doggo, hey, there's here's a turkey. Doggo, attack! No, I can't do that. I wish. I feel like there's a mod for that, but there's probably a mod for that. I guarantee you they've modded this game so much. There's such a community behind this. Do animals respawn? Animals come in randomly. Like this herd could leave. It could just get the whatever command it gets to just move off the map, and it'll be gone. These guys could also move, and then you could just have random herds appear. You have to think kind of the world, because as contained as we are here, you have to think of a world standard of like, there are tiles next to us. And so if, the Muffalo go off screen this way, we could probably go here or here and find them. Now, that being said, like, this whole world isn't like keeping track of itself and keeping things in place, because that would just be outrageous if every single animal had to be kept accounted for. It probably only extends maybe, if we're here, maybe to here, like this area of what it extends to, and everything like that. So yes, anyway, research. So we can make kind of that second worst food. We can make a passive cooler, which we don't need because we have electricity. We could brew. We will brew, but not now. Basically, if you started off as the Lost Tribe, which you had no technology, you would basically start with this, and this, and then you would have to work your way up to everything else. But as it starts out, we have electricity, we have batteries, we have nutrient paste, we have solar panels, we have air conditioning. So we can just move our way onto refining, or auto doors, or electric smelting, or packaged survival meals, or hydroponics, or microelectronic basics. You know what? I lied. We'll do brewing first. Let's get some alcohol up in this house. And we built ourselves a little bench. Oh, marriage is on! Woo! Woo! We got a marriage! And then we're gonna go ahead and deconstruct. Also, Ophelia's training didn't do it. 60% chance, and did not make the cut on that one. Solace is, oh well, went to sleep before he could finish. Wow, you bored her to tears. Also, yes, no. So I'm not limited to this area. If I wanted to, I could click abandon. Or I could just click form caravan, and I could move them here, or I could move them across the map. I could kind of do whatever I want with them. But yes, no, I'm not limited to just here. That's actually very, like, one of the newest patches. I think the newest version introduced that, which is just really cool because it kind of adds scope to everything. Like, I could go trade if I wanted to. Like, if I become a brewery, I could go to the nearest village, like here or here, and I could send a caravan full of goods, kind of like how that one trader came to me. I could go to other people and trade with them. And that's, yeah, Yeah, that's so yeah, we're not just limited to the square I'm currently in. Also, okay, Snow, when you're starving and you're exhausted, just stop. Just stop. Just stop wandering. I want to help you. Sorry about that. Alright, so she's no longer running around, but she's at an extreme mental break because guess what? She has no food and she needs rest. So she's going to go consume a simple meal and then go to bed. The best part about this is she has catharsis, which is a plus 40, which lasts for 2 days. It's felt good to finally unbottle my feelings. So as soon as, you know, the very tired goes away, totally joy deprived goes away, she's going to be as happy as a bug in a rug. So also, is that the rabbit we rescued earlier from there? Because if he just died from a fox, I'm just upset. Upset. I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. So, Crane is getting fed. Wolf is getting fed. Snow's doing alright. Oh, the other thing is, mood doesn't change when you're asleep. So, like, you see how this arrow's here? It's going to move up to there, but it doesn't change when you're asleep. So, like, if you have a horrible, horrible mood and you go to sleep, she'll just stay like that. But also, she's not going to break while she's sleeping. I feel great now that I'm not starving. Yeah, no, like, I get hangry just like everyone else in this world. Like, and even now, she needs food. She's going to go eat a meal, and then she's going to be like, wow, everything's so great. I'm so happy. Yay. And then see, she's going to be from not very joy deprived to just kind of joy deprived to neutral to maybe she might even get up to joyful. See, look at that. She's already, boom, she's there. She's there. So, right now we don't have a lot to do. Solace is sitting at the bench doing his thing. Wolf is well, now that we have Snow, Wolf could probably be tempted to join the dark side. So we're going to go ahead and build another little house. We're going to go ahead and hunt this squirrel down just because we don't want it to get trapped. And what a dysfunctional colony we have. We're building right in the middle of the hunting grounds and everything. Also, we're going to go ahead and harvest that heal root. Harvest this heal root. Harvest the heal root. Harvest. I can just say harvest. Harvest. Aw, Shelly, eating the raw meat. Come on, girl. You know better than that. So, this is a random event that just happens, and it's just a thing. Basically, from now on, I'm going to tell them you cannot ever see a doctor. Same with you, Solus, you can just never see a doctor. Because they're not going to get hurt by it. In fact, if you look, their moving is enhanced. They move faster. Their manipulation is enhanced. Their blood pumping is enhanced. These are technically good, but they're a disease. There's nothing I can do. Oh, but also here, so operations. You can install peg leg. You can install a denture. You can harvest organs if you want. You can euthanize by cut. You can just, kill. Anyway. So basically what happened with that, and the reason I put them to just no doctor care but no medicine is because these will go away over time, but it's just going to take time, and that's really, so they're gonna sit here, they're gonna get tended to, and then they're gonna be fine. They're gonna wake up and be like, oh, okay, let's keep going, and that's it. That's what it comes down to. So it's a blessing and a curse because it makes them better, but it also adds moderate amount of pain because they're in pain because of this. So you basically have tiny little machines that make you better, but at a price. So, only you can prevent wildfires. You be the judge of that. Tell me how you feel. Would you want little machines inside of you to make you better at everything, but cause you immense pain? Yeah? Alright, so here's my question. Would you rather have the cannibal colony or the organ selling colony? Because I got a little notepad right here. I will take either one of those. Whichever one you want me to do. I got a pen right here. I'm ready. Can we eat the parts we don't harvest? Like, okay, yes, could I harvest an entire body of organs and then cook whatever's left of the body? Yeah. You want a hybrid cannibal slash black market organ colony. Yes? Is that what I'm hearing? Hybrid cannibal black market organ colony? How'd that show up on screen, by the way? I want to know what that looked like. Okay, yeah, you couldn't even see it. Of course, no, but I wrote it down. And once we're all good, we can all become cyborgs. Yeah? I mean, sure. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. Not to say that this is boring. I'm just, hey, it's almost 10 o'clock. Had a long day. I've done a lot today. I've adulted today. I have an interview on Friday. Took my clothes to the dry cleaners. Got my shot records. Made dinner on my own. It's a hard knock life for us. You know what I can do? Since we're there, we're gonna get a male and all the females. Because it's kind of like how it works, like, and same thing here. Like, I'll find a male muffalo and then all the female muffalos. Because we only need one male. And they do, like, they eat our food, and so it's kind of one of those, like, well, wait, Snow, are you a warden? You are. Can you, go ahead and warden it up here, because you have the highest, I'm assuming you have the highest social, right? You have 5. Oh, no, Solus with 6. Oh, well. I lied. Solus, talk Wolf into joining. Hey, 1.9 chance. That's, look, 1.9% of the time. It's 100% of the time. Also, okay, so Ancient Danger. If we want to keep this colony, Cyborg, Master Race, Northern Humans become nothing but chattel. Okay. I'm sure I can find a mod to create a cyborg race. That's something I can look into tomorrow. Quick question. It's coming on 10, and not that I want to stop because I like doing this, but kind of feeling the need to stop. Would you like to keep this colony for a backup in case the cyborgs don't work out? We can come back to this, and like this can be our kind of regular standard colony. We can keep this going, maybe tomorrow we play an hour of this and then an hour of cyborg, and then like that could be kind of a thing. It's like, oh, hour of regular, hour of cyborg. Or would you rather this colony go away? And the reason I say that is because I can't save, because I put it on permadeath, so I can't like save and just reload it if something bad happens. It's going to be one of those, if I want to scrap it. But it's up to you. And I'm not going to say that the 2 hours I invested are super important. This colony is going well, but if you would like to scrap it, we can. If not, we can save it. So save or scrap. If we save it, then we'll come back to it. If we scrap it, I'm making a promise I don't know if I can deliver on. Basically, there's this building right here, and it says, well, so I can have multiple saves. No, I can save this and start up a completely different colony. Yes, 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 yes. So we can save this and then have the cyborg going simultaneously. I just couldn't. So say, you know, Snow goes berserk and kills Ophelia. I can't save Scum and get her back. Like, permadeath, she's done. But I could have this and another colony, yeah. So, I guess that's it's up to you. Okay. The only reason I ask is because this building right here, there's a pop-up that I always just skip through it. It's called Ancient Danger, and basically you have a toss-up. There's always one of these on your map, and as soon as you break into it, there's like cryo chambers where people are sleeping, and 90% of the time they are awful people that will burn you with a flamethrower. But then 10% of the time they're like people who you like rescue, and they're like perfect gods. They like all have max out skills, and you're just like, oh. But 90% of the time there are things like there are machines in here that kill you. There are like centipede things that have miniguns attached to them that kill you. Like, it's bad. It's real bad. I've cracked into a few like on purpose a couple of times, like thinking with power armor ready to go and thinking I can just go in guns blazing, and no. So, all right, we'll keep it. We'll have a normal colony and an evil colony. I love it. You know what? Let's make this the good guy colony. You know, like not even normal. Let's, every time we have a chance to save someone, we save them, and then every single person that like gets stranded, we try to like nurse back to health and convince to join us. How does that sound? Like, you know, that's still pretty normal-ish, but like, you know, if someone's like, oh, I need your help, and it's like, oh, this is a really inopportune, like, no matter what, we have to save them. Yeah? Oh wait, I know there's delay, and there's like that awkward, like, I'm looking at the screen for 20 seconds waiting for stream to catch up, so I will be waiting. Okay, you like the idea? Good. Well then, I guess, you know, 2 hours. This is kind of when I said that's what my like stream says, right? Yeah, like Wednesdays are only supposed to be 8 to 9. Man, I like that. You know, the evil colony only uses slave labor. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is a good stopping point. Since you were here the whole time, if you could hit that followers button right up there at the top, it'll say follow. You can just tap that, and then you can add to the. You can be a half of my followers for right now, and you know, kind of like when I started YouTube, you'll be one fifth, you know, half, and then 1/3 of my entire user base, and you can control my life, and you know, you're just helping me found a Twitch stream instead of a YouTube channel, which, you know, just 3 years later, right? You know, wow, look at how this circle goes. I'm just using you for video games. That's all. You know, I'm joking, of course. All right, well, I will keep the good colony, bad colony right here, right next to my other stream notes I have. Okay. And yeah, like I said, this is a good place to stop. If you have anyone who's interested in watching streams like this, where we can, you know, like, and since I'm so small, like, the one thing I really like to say is, like, I can definitely be personal. Like, I hope I answered every one of your questions, and I mean, I know we're friends and all that, and yada yada yada, but I hope this was also entertaining, if not just exciting to see a new game that you haven't seen. You know, I hope I made it entertaining, and be brutally honest, you know, if you're one of my best friends, like, you could tell me. I don't know, if you have a crowd who's into this, I'm hoping to do it every night, except Saturdays and Sundays, but that's just because I don't know what my Saturdays and Sundays are going to be like when school starts, but I hope to do this just at least for a couple hours every night, and yeah, you know, it's I'm not trying to get huge. You know, this isn't going to become my full-time job. I'm still in school, still want to become a doctor and all that. But, you know, imagine if it's not just you and I having a conversation, even 2 or 3 other people. Like, that would just be so much more fun in a way. You know what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. So, thank you. Save and quit. Ugh. And good night. I know I'm still on camera, but like, you know. Ugh. Good night, buddy.